magic of the Cybernet Space Cube, the computer-enhanced podcast of the future. Transformers Slag Podcast. We are here.
How we all doing, everyone? It is the Transformers Slag Podcast Saturday Night live stream main event. I'm your host, Proto Man. I'm the face that runs this place, I guess. I'm the voice you hear Monday to Friday, and it is the craziest of Saturdays. Cybertron Con China. I am jealous of China. They had some BotCon level convention going on over there. I have not seen something of that display and nature and vibe since 2016. No offense to TFCon. Love me TFCon, but it's not BotCon when it was in the West Coast. And, man, oh man. What a weekend we had. So, we're going to be covering some news. Obviously, I wasn't able to do everything that dropped on the late Friday and everything. Life got in the way, so we're going to talk about it here today. We're going to ruminate and discuss all the cool stuff that's going on. We're going to, of course, also do a giveaway. It is the month of December. It is the holidays. So until the end of the month, every live stream this month, we will be doing giveaways to all the Patreon and YouTube members to give an extra thank you to those who have supported the podcast tirelessly throughout the year. So my way to give back to you guys. So that's going to be popping off today and every week afterwards. And cover some news, talk about some stuff, rock out with the robots in disguise. Who is in the chat today? David Cabal. What's up, David? Grant Brown. What's up, my man? Michael Koo. Some people I haven't seen in weeks. How you doing, Michael? Let me just get to the other screen here. YLagY. What's up? Timmy K. Ninjatron's here too. What's up, Dylan? Ashnud. Patrick Brown. Welcome to the Patreon. Thank you for joining. We're going to talk later when I have some free time for your Patreon stuff. Mike and Louie, we know why they're here. Robotimus Toys, what's up? Horned Owl, also. Sorry, I'm just trying to just get through. Everything's popping up here. James Hopkins here. Hope I don't miss nobody. Rudy Mack. Let's keep scrolling. T-Formers 2002, Talib. A lot of people today. Hope it's not just because of the giveaway. But yeah, we will, Clark Clint Gaming. We got quite a bit to cover. So we're going to cover the news as much as we can with all the updates and all the new stuff. Cover some stuff that most people didn't even talk about, really. There was other pieces of news that were more on the down low. So I figured we'd cover those too. And we'll take some super chats from you guys as well as YouTube member questions. We'll do our sponsorships, and then we will do some giveaways. And then we'll do just super chats for the rest of the day afterwards. So, shall we? Let's tune up this band and jump into the beginning, because there's a lot to cover. There is just so much to cover. So, where do we begin? Let's start with, of course, our aerial bots. Let's talk about Air Raid, and let's talk about Slingshot. And you know what? When you get stuff like this, it makes me wonder, man, where do you go from here afterwards? Like, legitimately, where do you go from here? And Mick Tankies, thank you for gifting 20 subs to a whole bunch of people. Oh boy, that's just going to add to... Oh my God, John, you're screwed now. My mod John, who's obviously with us, is going to be in charge of the giveaway. Now he has more people he has to watch over. Woo! It's going to be crazy. Look at that. 20 people. It's going to be a busy one. Look at all of that. I wish I could read them all. It just keeps popping off. Thank you, Mick Tankies. Everyone thank Mr. McTanky. Mr. Tanky, the Christmas tank. Look at that. He's going to make sure everyone gets in on that giveaway. So it's going to take a while. Optimus and Peter Cullen are going to be popping on the screen for a bit. But yeah. So, oh man, I'm going to have to talk through this. The punishment of a whole bunch of subscriptions. Look at that. For people that are curious what the giveaways are about, every year during the holiday season of the month of December, I like to at the end of the year give away a bunch of stuff to YouTube members and Patreon people. I usually give away 2 items every single week. They're pretty good items too. They're not just throwaway stuff. And primarily because we sort of have an issue right now with Canada Post here in Canada. I know that some of my patrons are still waiting for their TFCon exclusives. We're on week number 4 now of Canada Post being on strike. So Mikey and Louie and Binth are going to pick up the slack for me on the other side of the border and make sure you guys get your stuff, hopefully. Oh God, I know it's madness. It really is. It really is. Look at David. Cabal even got one with his little jet fire. Oh, love it. Love it, love it, love it. I hope it didn't does it? I've never seen when it randomly gives the gifts. I hope it doesn't give to people that already have too. Cause I know like Larry got one once, or I think Aaron Archer got one once. It was like, what was going on with that? What's up, Zero? Patron too. A lot of patrons coming in also. Very good. Very good day. So I don't know how long this is going to be. Oh my God, we're just going to get the spinning forever. Cringe McCringle in here. So many. There's Aaron Archer too. I guess he missed out on the free memberships. Are you out of your mind, Mr. Tanky? Are you crazy? 50 more. Literally everyone in the chat is going to be a member this month. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is going to be madness. Well then, December is going to be a wacky month, let me tell you. Jeez. You know what? I'm just going to close this for a moment. I'm just going to just do this for a sec. Look at that. Who's not a member? Oh, see, Aaron's still not a member. Somehow. Oh, no. And then another 10. Guys. I'm the one that's supposed to be giving away stuff. It's okay. I guess everyone's sharing the love for the holidays. That's some beautiful. You know what, guys? That's beautiful. Let me tell you. That is absolutely beautiful. That is just beautiful. And here, let's have another Optimus. There we go. This is absolutely insane. This is absolutely insane. Probably every single person in the chat is going to have a green name. I feel bad, honestly, for the people. Larry doesn't have a green. Larry doesn't have to have a green name. What's up, Larry? Man, it is nuts. It is absolutely nuts. What is that? That's like, what are we up to like now? 40 new YouTube members this month just from that? Jeez. Well, I hope they win stuff tonight. T-Formers 2002 with the $2 super chat. What a way to start the stream. You telling me, T-Formers? Well, I'm happy because that gives a lot more people opportunities to get free stuff. And let me tell you something. We got a lot of stuff. We got a lot of stuff. Every year, we plan for this. We plan for this. I always want to give stuff away during the holidays, make sure people get stuff during the Christmas season. And I always want to give back to my patrons and YouTube members because you guys are A-OK, man. It was 80 memberships were given out. Are you serious? I don't know. I can't even keep track anymore. I have 2 screens here, and my 2 screens are just going nuts, and I'm still dealing with Optimus over here. It's tired of Peter Cullen. Peter, show up one more time. There you go, Peter. Oh, my God. Thank you, Steve. Thank you. You know, guys, let me tell you something. You know, like, when I went to TFCon in Baltimore, that was one thing that a lot of people were just, you know, they were like, you know what, man, I really appreciate, the daily content that you do, the knowledge that you put out about this stuff. I always feel like every time I watch something, I learn something. And oh, Mr. Tanky, you're killing me, man. What are we up to 100 now? Jeez. Jeez. I think you're going to run out of people at some point. My goodness. Merry Christmas to everybody. The month of December is going to be quite fascinating for the Transformers Slag podcast chat. Let me tell you. You know what's funny? A lot of the people that didn't get it are people who are Patreon people. I wonder how that works with the algorithm. Does it know? That's very weird. And it's funny how like Aaron didn't get one and neither did Larry, who are two people that, well, they don't need to be YouTube members or Patreon people. It's hilarious. What is this madness? It's good madness. What a way to start. What do we start? We're 20 minutes in and we're dedicating it to just this insanity. I feel bad. But yeah, like, again, I try to give you guys the best content possible. I don't want to throw shade at other content creators, but I mean, this podcast was born out of what I felt was a hole that was missing in the educational practice of this fandom. There was a lot of misinformation, there was a lot of incorrect stuff that was being discussed, and being able to work under giants and being able to pick the fruit of their knowledge and yum 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 yum, over a span of being in this hobby for, geez, gosh, 1996 was when I got the internet. 95, 96, late 95, early 96, and joined the online fandom. ATT, Benson Yee's message boards, the Beast Wars chat group on MIRC, those super early days when Beast Wars was in season 1 on YTV, if you're Canadian. And even the economy, you're telling me, Ninjatron. Seriously, this is absolutely wild. Wild. Oh, Mikey and Louie, trust me, they got plenty of stuff, Timmy. Plenty of stuff. This is all quite planned. Let's put it this way. I wish we could, Mikey, like Louie, maybe take a photo of like all the inventory one day, just to show them like what's going on. Trust me. Like when people saw like that image there of all of those Commander class Rodimuses I have, you don't think I have a plan for that kind of stuff. You don't. You don't. Like there's a lot of things that like you just got to be patient and enjoy and understand. And the giveaway specifically, like we're going to show 4 different things. The 2 winners get to pick 2, and then the leftover 2 will be left, and then we put 2 more new items because I want to have a good variety. You're going to see like we always have like one kind of like mainline figure, one kind of bizarre item, and another bizarre item. Like we want to have a little bit of everything because maybe not everyone wants to get the figures. They want statues, or they want this, or they want that. So I try to get a little of everything. My goodness. 100 memberships given out today. That is insane. Insane. A good kind of insane, but an insane nonetheless. Good old Benyi. Yeah, man. Benyi needs to get his flowers. He was literally, in my opinion, the first true kind of like his website. It was called Beast Wars FAQ. That's literally what it was called, the very first website. And it just so happens that like BW, it was like, okay, Benson Yee, BW, Benson Yee's Beast Wars World of Transformers. Like I remember it had a weird way that it kind of like worked out in the naming. It's a Christmas miracle. Mayoral fabrication. It truly is. It truly is. The question is when will this ever end? I don't know. I might be here all day. I might be here all day. I think we're just going to have to power through this because we're never going to be able to get to the news, you know? Never going to be able to get to the news. So let's try either way. So let's talk some news while this keeps bouncing in the background. So we got these two guys here, our two aerial bots and air raid and slingshot. I mean, I was just trying to say this, but like my one fear is these are so good. Like these are so good. Like they are really trying their best to get that Fleero Deary animation model, the face, the coloring, the way that the plastic mold roll out, it just like they hit everything perfectly. Where do you go from here? They are really apexing with these combiners from an animation standpoint that I mean afterwards it's going to have to be masterpiece or broke. Like where do you go from here? Like when you looked at the Combiner War stuff, you knew that there was room for improvement. You knew that it's like, okay, these are interpretations of those designs, but there's room for improvement. When you looked at like the Energon era, those were vastly different interpretations from the Superlink Energon. I mean, it was a different continuity, so it was a given. But there's just so much here. The Swedish chef here too? From TFCon. Man, everyone is here today. It is nuts today. It is nuts. We're like topping almost at 200 people in the chat today. Goodness. But yeah, man. Yeah. A lot of people here today. Wow. So it's just, this is crazy though. It is crazy in terms of like, I love, like Air Raid has always been a personal favorite of mine of the aerial bots. And I've always loved his jet mode. I always loved like his sleek design. This thing looks insane. Insane how nice he looks. It's insane. 2 guns for each of them. And of course, we already know how the rest of it's going to work out. So it's going to be a nice little package here of everything. But this is insane how well they turned out. I mean, I'm really curious how the other guys are going to look. It's just going to be knocked out of the park. And then when we get, of course, to the big boy himself, let's talk about Silverbolt and, of course, Superion. I mean, I do have one kind of criticism. I'm kind of disappointed that they didn't try to figure out a way to do the runway mode. Like he just has like I guess a barrack wall mode now or something. Like I'm pretty sure I could have figured out a way to like twist those arms and legs of Superion's skeleton to make some kind of, runway mode, maybe an extra piece or a kibble, you know. Twins Corner with the super chat for $6.99 giggity. The people who you attract to this channel, a phenomenal community. Love you guys. Thanks, McTankies. Well, thank you, Twins Corner. It's always awesome talking to you guys at every TFCon. And hopefully you'll be at LA. We'll find out what's happening in the future with LA for sure. LA is going to be off the hook, as it always is. Man, it is madness. It is absolute madness. Alrighty, so back to the news. I don't think we're ever going to get rid of this Optimus here. It is going to be here all day. What does it say here, Mayo? From it, when you get a membership, YouTube sends you an alert, giving you 100 members was a some of the subscribers. Oh, is that it? Really? Wow. I honestly, like, I'm not 100% familiar with how the system works. I just wanted it to be a way that people could be able to stand out and be able to talk and ask questions and everything. And I wish that they actually gave a more better communication system. I wish that people who were members, they would be able to private message me and contact me if they wanted to. Like that way they'd be able to ask questions on a personal level too if they wanted. But I mean, I don't know, YouTube doesn't have that system yet. I hope they do that in a future update. I really do. You want to do some extra giveaways, Mikey? Okay, you know what then? Do you want to do all 4 today? We'll do all 4 giveaways today instead of just 2. And then we'll just make a new 4 for the rest of the week. Excuse me, for the rest of the month. Okay, we'll do all 4. Hold on, I got a message, John. We got to do all 4. Change of plans. Got a lot of stuff to give away. Oh, it's going to be nutty. Mr. Tankies was the one who gifted the subs, and I believe Princeton Phalanx also gave some. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I apologize. Everything just kind of got bum rushed on me here. Giggity, giggity. But yeah, Silverbolt. Are we going to be able to talk about the toys? Who knows and who cares, right? So Silverbolt, again, that wall mode, I don't know about that, but I mean, he even has this like it's like they took the skeleton armor and they're trying to do like a Star Saber trailer kind of thing for the jet mode. It is very weird. I mean, I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to get that animation model. They're trying to do the Fluoro Deary clearness and the cleanness of that alt mode. And it looks great. I mean, I'm pretty sure when it's 100% combined and we have all the limbs on it and you put it next to the animation model, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. It looks great already, in my opinion. I mean, I'll be honest. Personally, I've always kind of felt that the aerial bots were the weakest of the area of the combiners in terms of diversity of alt modes and stuff. But I think it's still going to look cool. It's still going to look awesome. And again, Air Raid is still awesome as a character and as a design. Nothing beats a cool black sleek jet. You know, nothing beats a black repaint. You know, it's always how it is, evil or not. So very cool. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. We got to give a little shout out to also. So first, let's talk about this one here. So we got the Wasp, aka Fugitive Waspinator. A lot of people were wondering. Oh, now we're getting the super chats. Oh, geez, now the super chats are coming through with the bumblebees. Um, so a lot of people were wondering why they went with Fugitive Waspinator instead of Wasp. It's a double thing. Number one, originally when Wasp was supposed to get a figure back in late waves of animated, and when we were going to potentially do it for BotCon as one of the pack-in figures, I think we were going to do it as the free figure for 2017 if that would have happened. Fugitive Waspinator was always the trademark name that was meant to be from day one. We wouldn't have called it Wasp. It would have been Waspinator. It would have been a reason to keep that trademark going. And think about it. We had a Waspinator in Kingdom. They got to use that Waspinator trademark again. No better way to use it than this. If they do Wasp, they miss that opportunity. So, and besides, people know what's up. It's Fugitive Waspinator. And then at some point, they'll do an actual, animated Waspinator. And then they'll get another one out of it. So, pretty cool. The Red Alert, I like that it comes with 3 different tool accessories. They could have just done 1 and call it a day, but the fact that they give 3 is pretty cool. He's looking great. Again, going for that animation model. The G2 Grimlock, it's not even about the Grimlock. It is totally about the fact that they did an Earl Norham Wheelie. The fact that they took Wheelie and gave it Earl Norham's colors, and for people who aren't familiar with Earl Norham, he did the actual book. Here we go. Got to be legit. So back in the day, these were the old golden books. Let me get a nice piece of art here. Look at that. There it is. Look at Earl with his amazing painting skills. Although he always made RC look like kind of skin color for some reason. But the way he used to draw Hot Rod was badass, though. Look at that. And so he did Wheelie in that kind of coloring, probably based off of like maybe early Fluoro Deary models and stuff like that. I wouldn't be surprised the same thing with the RC. But that's where that came from. And it's colored to match that. Isn't that amazing? I know Aaron's a fan of Earl's work. Very cool dude. But yeah, man. It is absolutely crazy. What he's saying there, Ninjatron. Earl did much great work. Oh, yes, he did. Aaron. I own a page of his art of that book. Oh, that's true. You told me you do. Oh my God, you got to frame that. You got to frame that. It's not colored in though, is it? Is it just the line art or is it actually painted too? If it's painted, that's insane. That's insane. You got to take a picture of that, man. That's like a piece of history, that. So it's very cool. I mean, I know a lot of people would have loved it if the core class, like 86 Studio Series, Wheelie got that paint scheme, but you know it's going to come sooner or later. I think this was more just a budget thing. I think they went, you know what? The Grimlock is just going to have the gun. It's not going to have the sword. And for sure, this Wheelie is on a separate mold completely. This isn't something that's part of the mold with the Grimlock. That's why, like, the Toxitron one didn't have it, or the comic book edition one didn't have it. It's clearly on a separate mold, fully painted, Aaron. Oh my goodness, that I'm jealous. I am jealous. Which one is it? Which page? I want to know. I am jealous. That is so cool. That is so cool. Man. But yeah, again, that's what I like about the wheelie is the fact that, they could have went with movie Shadow Striker colors because a wheelie mold actually was painted into Shadow Striker. They could have done the Dion colors. They could have done like toy colors, like lean hard into the toy colors. They could have made up a color scheme, but they were like, you know what? Let's go with that golden book. Let's go with Earl, and let's do that deep cut. And only weirdos like Proto Man will appreciate it, and Aaron Archer. But still, it don't matter. So I really dig that. And we are never going to not have these memberships. I think we are stuck with these for the rest of the live stream. That is madness. But yeah, really cool. I mean, that's almost the selling point for me for this Grimlock. Look, I love Generation 2, and the G2 Grimlock is long overdue. Don't get me wrong. And people are going to buy it for it being G2 Grimlock, but that wheelie is a nice addition. Like deep cut stuff like that, I always appreciate. You know? Very, very cool. Very cool. And then, of course, let's talk about Solus Prime. Even had to use some of that Mark Mayer photography there because she's looking great. I know there was a lot of people online that were kind of hoping she would be a larger price point, and I would agree with you. I mean, I would like it personally if all of the primes were kind of the same size, but you know that again, we have only so many slots. There's only so many slots to do stuff. I mean, they could have made her a Voyager, but then you have to say to yourself, like, well, if she's a Voyager, what do you do with, like, let's say Red Alert then? You have to get rid of Red Alert, and then people would say, yeah, then get rid of Red Alert. But then they have to do Red Alert because a trademark is going to expire because they haven't done a Red Alert since Kingdom, like, so it's something where I get it. Like, I totally get it, but there's this like business balance against like slots in the waves and where do you put her? So I'm totally with you. I would wish that she was larger too. I would love it if all the primes were just more or less the same size, except for maybe like, you know, um, Nexus Prime. Like he could be the big dude because he's the combiner, but you know, and Micronus could be the tiny one, like obviously, but it is just, it is what it is, and the business side of it always gets away with it sometimes, but I mean, I still think she looks great. I love that she's kind of a fusion of like the three different versions that exist. A little bit of the Align continuity art that was done by Ken Christensen, a little bit of the Transformers 1 design, especially like the way that some of the yellow details are and the clothing. And then a little bit of even the Go 90 Prime Wars trilogy animated series. Like a little bit of that design is in there. So they really found all these visual cues that are attractive to this and then added to it. Are we done with the memberships? Are we done? Is it quiet? Is it quiet? Oh, it's quiet. Oh, we're back. We're back. All righty. So, but yeah, I think she looks great. And I like that Mark showed that you could take her hammer and put it on the top of the vehicle. And it even makes her look almost like a Hummer tank. You know what I mean? Like if you took like a Hummer and you put like a turret on the top of it, and that kind of works for her because, she was a weaponsmith. So I kind of dig that she could still kind of have a weapon on her own and it could be like a tank thing. So looking great. Looking absolutely great. Man, oh man. Let's look at some of the chat here because now we got all us members. When are we getting Thunderclash? Oof. You know what? Thunderclash should be a given from Motormaster, but again, the problem is it's a commander class, so it's all about those slots. All about those slots. Victor Wong, what's up? The hammer reminds me of the Ronin of the. Well, you know what? I mean, when you have people that are fans of Transformers, they're obviously fans of like other brands and stuff, and you always have some kind of influence. I mean, look at the way that they've depicted Something like, what's the Liege Maximo? He had one kind of design, and then the Avengers movie really propped up Loki to kind of have an influence on that design too. The horns were always there from day one, even during the Simon Furman G2 days, but leaning more into that, not Tom Hiddleston. What's the name of the actor that plays Loki? I'm bad with actor names, but is it Tom Hiddleston? I don't know. That dude, it's kind of leaning into his look. I wish Sandy was here. She'd be able to yell it to me, but she's upstairs, can't hear it. But yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. I'm digging it. I'm again deluxe class. At least that means she'll be affordable, you know. But she looks great. Long overdue. Again, another one that is going to be a must buy. This whole wave, like, let's be real. This whole wave. If you're a guy like me that, like, you look behind me and you go like, what am I missing character wise? Like, this is all fresh stuff. This is all fresh stuff. Oh, I was correct. Okay, I don't know. I had that name in my brain. I was like, is that him? I'm not sure. I don't know. I still say Christopher Hemsworth instead of Chris Hemsworth. Let's talk about these guys. More original 13. So we got Prima Prime. That's going to be the trademark they're going with. It's not just Prima, it's Prima Prime. And of course, we got our long boy that we've already seen for the past couple weeks of the Fallen, aka Megatronus Prime. Prima Prime, I'm going to have to get used to that head. Or alternatively, some third-party company is going to make a replacement head that's going to look more like the aligned one. Look, hey, you know what? There's a market now. There's sometimes when a choice is made by Hasbro, there's a market that opens up. I mean, I know that a lot of people now are looking at those upgrade kits for Vector Prime, now that we kind of know that Vector Prime is kind of just be that one. So Archer Mantra says, you are right. That whole wave is strong. Yeah, well, Aaron, it's also strong just from, think about it, right? If you're like a guy like me that has been collecting for like 35 years and could be totally jaded by like, oh, I have all of this already. Can I buy another Optimus? Can I buy another disc? But it's like, I don't have a Wasp. I don't have original 13 characters. I have the Don Figueroa Fallen right over there, from Titaniums. But I mean, let's be real. These are statuesque figures at best with their heavy metal. So like they're really giving us a lot of characters that just haven't been done ever. Like, even in the case of Prima Prime, like, this guy has sat on my computer tower and has been my Prima for, geez, how long have I had this sword? You know, I want to say 7 years. That's been my Prima, and I always keep him on my desk, kind of just staring back at me, judging me. You know, um, but yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. Good stuff though. I dig him. I like his sword. His sword looks sexy as hell. It's exactly like that one, but it has the matrix that's removable. I'd love to know the lore about these because there was this little trailer that they put out and they said like, "Oh, because the Zodiac was, brought up, now the primes have arisen again." So it's like they've arisen again. So some of them aren't dead, like what's the continuity with these guys then? I'm very curious. Very, very curious. But let's get to the main event. Let's get to the main event. Let's get to bam. Ugh. Let's get to Star Convoy, aka Star Optimus Prime, our Titan class. No biased here at all. This is insane how well this came out. And the fact that they lowered the MSRP, because Hasbro, they could have easily asked $199, not lower the MSRP, and we would have still been excited, and we would have just accepted the fact that, okay, this is inflation, we're in a shrinkflation, and we probably still would have all bought it because of how awesome this thing is. The fact that they lowered the MSRP, $159.99, look at all the stuff it comes with. This is a HasLab item, in my opinion. It's a cheaper HasLab item. It's not $179.99 like some of the past HasLabs. The fact that it comes with the Zodiac. I mean, from an accessory standpoint, that's amazing. The fact that it does everything that the original does. By the way, the original, you have to have white pieces, and then the reissue has gray pieces. I have the reissue up there too. I think the reissue is better personally. It has better deco, and it doesn't have a stick. But like the fact that you could open the chest and you could still put like my boy in there, which was the selling point for the longest time. Like the fact that they maintained all of that is insane in the membrane. Insane. Insane. The fact that it does the base mode, the fact that it does the spinning turret on a spinning device, the different accessories, the blast effects. Insane. T-Formers 2003 per case makes more available too for people. Exactly. Well, not to mention, because it's 3 per case, because it's smaller, that gives it also a better opportunity to be in retail because it's not a huge product. It's not like a Titan class that's like, ooh, that's cumbersome for Walmart now. That's something that a Walmart could carry. A Walmart could have the spacing for that. I'm pretty sure that was also part of the deciding factor. They probably went, man, like, okay, Toys R Us Canada, GameStops, the odd Target, but Walmarts have really not been carrying Titan classes as a whole because of just how the spacing is. And Aaron could talk about that, how a lot of times decisions are made based on the planograms of Walmart. So, man, the SKUs are going to be able to also enjoy this. Oh, it's just great. It's just great. I love that just the fact that this block, and this thing was a block. Look, there was no articulation here. That's it. One giant block of plastic through and through, you know? And then like the other articulation was this. You had like the elbow, and then you had there, the shoulder. And he was what he was. This was like early Brave-esque kind of Transformers in that era, you know? But I love him so much still. What did I paid, no joke. I paid for this, I think $250 mint in box back then. And I thought I paid way too much, but I had to get him. So, and remember when I had a whole bunch of bootlegs of this guy at TFCon? Good stuff. Oh man. Man, oh man. It is just it is just crazy. It is crazy. And the fact that, the clever choice of lore stuff, I don't know if it was Mark, Evan, whoever did copy for this, to call the extra micro trailer the MT-13 when there was only up to 12 in 1991, and he's the 13th of the primes now. And like there's so much going on here that's so cool that I just absolutely dig. Absolutely dig this. And I mean, no bias, of course, but here's a slide that's going to make you go, Proto Man, you need a life. But oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. You know what? They call this a Micromaster. That's how they list it. And this thing is clearly like a core class size. Does that mean we're going to get Micromasters that are now core class sized instead? Are we going to get bigger Micromasters that are more detailed? Does that mean we're going to get Minicons that are massive too? I don't know. This is making my head spin. Look at this. Look at this. We got a hyper articulated, oversized Micromaster Leader hot rod. Where's Sakamoto-san? He needs to draw a manga on this now. Stat. 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 Goodness. What is going on here? What is going on here? This is just crazy. You know what? The past few Titans, I've been hesitant to buy them day one because I always wait for sales, and sales usually do happen. But this guy, I'm going to buy one for sure right out of the gate. And then I'm just going to be like, hey, anyone getting rid of their extra hot rods? No one? No one? Anyone getting rid of their extra hot rods? You don't want the hot rod? He killed Optimus. You don't want that hot rod figure. It's bad luck if you keep him with the Optimus. You should give me the hot rod and some extra Zodiacs, a little Zodiac, little hot rod, rebuilt the universe. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I am flabbergasted how well this turned out. And, again, hats out off to Hasbro. I will point out when Hasbro messes up. Don't get me wrong. you guys know how I feel about the pricing when it comes to certain items, you know? But the fact that they lowered MSRP when they could have sneaked it. They would have looked at this and went, "You know what? You know what? We could get them to pay $199." Look, they made us pay $199 for the Nemesis. They made us pay $199 for Tidal Wave, and Tidal Wave was shorter too. But they didn't make us pay $199 for this one. So, hats off to them, you know? Hats off to them. Aaron says, "Even I'm going to get this guy. He's so good." Well, Aaron, that's the thing. He's like you said, he's very Japanese robot. Like this is so, Takara 1990s Brave in design, you know? It's just so like that. The way it's very Gundam. It's very like Kunio, if you know from Gundam, like he was one of the designers, Kunio. Like he did like 0083, kind of has that shape to it, a little bit of Obari-san. Obviously Obari would be a little more dynamic when he would draw it, but you know how Obari is. He makes it work. He makes it work. But man, oh man, looking good. Looking good as he should. So I'm hyped about this. Not much more I could really say except that Transformer fans are going to be eating good in 2025. But even more so, when we do the top 10 Transformers of 2025, if you somehow get Amnesia, you probably are going to be able to easily guess what's going to be number one that year. We haven't even done our 2024 top 5 yet. That's going to be coming at the end of this month with me and Jaws D. But man, oh man, like this is just going to slay. Jeez. Jeez, jeez, jeez. Oh my God. Amazing. Amazing. But we are not done yet. Because Sonic the Hedgehog, you can't catch what you can't see. Sonic the Hedgehog, he's going to make Mobius free. So, we got our Sonic crossover. I have a friend locally here. Shout out to Lee J if he's in the chat. I've known him since high school. One of the biggest Sonic the Hedgehog fans I've ever known. And yeah, man, like he is hyped about this. Our two worlds combine. So we got the blue booster, which is Sonic the Hedgehog that transforms into his Sonic racing cart, oddly enough. So good deep cut there if you're a hardcore Sonic fan. And Tails, of course, no surprise, he transforms into his biplane that I believe it debuted in Sonic 2. That was the first Sonic game that had his plane because I remember you become Super Sonic, you destroy the Death Egg, and then you're falling from space into the sky, and then Tails catches you. So it had to be Sonic 2 when Tails debuted, when that also debuted. I believe I'm correct on that. My Sonic lore is not 100% up to snuff, but I believe that is the case. So this guy's awesome too. Pretty affordable too, $49.99. Deluxe, 2 deluxes, good price. Licensed item, good crossover. Now I'm just waiting for them to do Super Mario if that ever happens. Come on, you want to do it. You want to do it. Do Super Mario. Make that happen. Come on. And then all the repaints you could do. You do Mario Luigi, then you got Wario Waluigi, then you could do all the Toads, then you could do all the Yoshis. Do you know how many repaints are built in there with Mario? Come on, Nintendo. Don't be a coward. Come on, Miyamoto. Make it happen. You're going to let Sega beat you to the Transformer dinner? Come on, Miyamoto. Come on. Let's do this. Mike and Louie's going to want a Yoshi crossover. All of those repaints. All of those repaints. Black Yoshi. Boshi. I like Black Yoshi because it's Boshi from Mario RPG. But yeah, man, looking good. Looking real good. Yeah, it's going to be a Target and Hasbro Pulse exclusive only, but if you're Canadian, according to what I read online, it's going to be available at Toys R Us and GameStop. So if you're Canadian, and probably, I don't know, does that apply with the UK also? I think that's the case too. So yeah, looking good, looking good. Now let's get into some more weird stuff though. So we have, we got Hung Nguyen. Hung Nguyen, how you doing, Hung Nguyen? With the $5 super chat. Glad to have come across your channel yesterday because of Age of the Primes coverage. Well, thank you for joining us, my friend. Hope you enjoy your stay, and I hope you learn something from the madness that is my mind of 35 years of being a Transformer collector. So, yeah. Welcome to the Madness, and thank you for the super chat, brother. So we got here today. This is the Mix Mashers. Oh man, I probably should have brought. One second. Let me go grab an example. Get the good old uh, Robo. Let's grab. Get a weird one. Let's go with the. Let's go somewhere with some original 13. So we got Heat Wave here. One part of Nexus Prime. But this is the Robo. No, what was it called? Hero Mashers, Robo Mashers. They called them Robo Mashers, where you mix pieces and stuff and everything like that. And Hasbro, when they made that line, which I believe was 2017, something like that, they did it across all their brands. So it was Marvel, Star Wars. At the time, they were doing Jurassic Park ones too, and you can mix and match the pieces. This is the weirdest choice of all the characters that were in it. To use like a BotCon exclusive, Fun Pub exclusive character at the time, anyhow. But I guess they just wanted to use the Heatwave trademark because aside from at the time, anyhow, Rescue Bots character, so that was a thing. And so now they've brought it back, oddly enough. They brought it back. Optimus Primal's there, so that's pretty cool. And typical, much like the Robo Mashers, what they do on purpose, and I ain't hating, but I know why they do it. So, like, you have Starscream, right? So Starscream comes with like a mace weapon, but if you want like his little blasters, like his little null rays, you got to buy Optimus Prime. Oh, hey, if they do a hot rod, do you want Hot Rod's buzzsaw hand? Oh, you got to buy Bumblebee. Oh, hey, Bumblebee, do you want your Stinger transforming handgun? Oh, you got to buy Optimus Primal. Oh, hey, Megatron, why do you have like green treads like your G2 version? I don't know, just is. And they did that with the original Robo Mashers too. Like it was one of these things where it's like, "Oh, Hot Rod. Yeah, do you want Hot Rod's gun? You got to buy Springer." It's like, "Wait, what?" Ah, yeah. So I had to buy Springer from the Robo Mashers to get that. And I remember Larry hooked me up with the original Robo Mashers back in the day. But yeah, this is a kid brand thing, so I understand why they're doing it. Also, it's a really good way to like put a trademark that isn't being used. Like if they go, "Oh man, like Thunderwing's going to expire." Repaint that Starscream in some weird greens and grays and purples and just like call it Thunderwing and do a reissue for Wave 2, you know? And that's it. So it's one of those lines that I also understand its business purpose outside of it being a kid's line too, that could, cater to a different toyetic market of children in that, like, I guess we'll call it like the 3 to 9 demo. So totally get it. Totally get it. It's cool. But we're not done yet because here's another one. So when I went to the San Diego Comic-Con Hasbro Pulse VIP breakfast, you're invited to the breakfast. They show you all kinds of cool stuff in advance. You have an actual great breakfast. You have sausages and bacon and all this good stuff. You hang out with Marcelo, you eat, you talk about soccer for a bit. And then when you leave, they give you like this huge gift basket that has like one of everything they're going to be working on in the future. And they gave me one of these. This was the Hydropod, and this is the Marvel one here with Iron Man. And I just kind of just kept it in the package and just put it in my doubles room, and that was that. I was like, oh, it's Iron Man. It's got hot rod colors. That's kind of cool and everything. And then they're going to be doing Hydropods of Transformers now. And not only are they going to be doing Hydropods of Transformers, but they're going to have blind packs where you get random heads, which, by the way, how the Hydropods work there is you put water in it and then the head floats up because it's like a hollow plastic. And then the head floats in there. So there's Iron Man's head. So you're going to have random packs where you could get random heads, and Hot Rod is part of it. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. From what it looks like, it's up here. I probably should blow that one up. One moment. One moment, people. Let me blow that one up for you so you can see what's popping with that one. So you have Starscream, Optimus, Elita 1, Dino Mode, uh, Grimlock, Bumblebee, Hot Rod, uh, Shockwave, and Soundwave. So those ones, how you get those are going to be done in the random starter packs where you have these ones here. You get the Optimus and you get the Megatron, much like what we got here, just a random starter pack, which is the armor and the pod that you fill with water. And then they're going to do an Optimus and a Megatron. That's kind of how they look, like that. They have a little thing there, and when you shoot this thing here, this makes it fall off. So that's how you play the game. It's a little cutesy thing, but the fact that there's a hot rod, and now I have to keep this Tony Stark one because Tony Stark has the red and yellow with the gold, which would be a perfect body for the hot rod one. So if you're looking to get some of these, there's a whole bunch of them out right now. If you go to like any of your stores, uh, they have Marvel ones. They have like nondescript weird character ones that aren't part of licenses. So if you're like, I have to look now because obviously I'm going to want to get one for Shockwave too. So I'm going to have to see, is there a character that has like a certain kind of purple that'll work well with that? I do not know. But they're interesting. Again, it's a kid stuff. It's a kid thing. I believe the MSRP on these were like 11.99 or something for the starter pack, something like that. But it is what it is. Funny little thing. And I saw no one was talking about it, so I figure I'd just kind of cover it and explain what it is because I at least got to, experience these and get these in some shape or form thanks to Evan and Mark and the Hasbro VIP breakfast at SDCC. This is the Hulkbuster, actually. I didn't realize that. So I'll have to use a Hulkbuster armor for Hot Rod, I guess. Very cool, though. Another Hot Rod item. I'm eating good this year, let me tell you. I'm eating good. Yeah, there is a Thanos one. I did see the Thanos one on the back of the packaging. I've never seen it in person though, because I remember when I got them, I was like, okay, I'm going to research these. I'm going to check them out. And so I would go in stores. I'd see this and that, but it is what it is. So hopefully I could, yeah, I'll see if there's a purple design. There must be something because I know they have a lot of non-licensed one. They have a lot of weird, wacky colors. Because I'd like to get one for Shockwave too. Love my Shockwave. He's another one of my dudes. So very, very cool. Very, very cool. And then, of course, let's talk sponsors because that's it more or less for the news. We'll obviously talk about everything that we talked about. We still have other stuff that we have to talk about. There's so much. There's so much. This was such a busy weekend that part of my brain was wishing I was in China right now, just kind of like absorbing all of that, you know? Oh, there's a Street Shark one like too. Probably just a shark head or something. That's very cool. I bought a grocery gang figure because it was like a street shark. It was like a pirate street shark kind of thing. It was kind of like a fusion of pirate Lio from Battle Beasts with that. Very, very cool. So let's get into sponsorship. Let me just close this and bang. So Symbiote Studios just finished their Black Friday sale. A lot of stuff sold out, guys. The pins are all sold out. I believe Shockwave and some of the other plushes have sold out. This is all that's left on their website. So again, guys, don't sleep on this. Some of these, when they sell out, they're gone and they're gone. But man, they were doing a lot of orders. So this is all that's left of Symbiote Studios inventory of their stuff. So go pick yourself up like a hot rod or a Transformer Slag podcast slag. Again, there's a lot more of those. We made sure there's a lot of units of the slag so that it could be something that's more of a multi-year release, not something that sells out. Got to make sure my fans get a plush. But yeah, good stuff though. Still got the t-shirts, rocking the Optimus here. And more to come in 2025. A lot of great ideas. I really need to update this slide. I just realized there's a lot of stuff that's sold out now. But yeah, a lot of good stuff. Go check them out again, symbiotestudios.com. The sludge plush has been selling very well. Someone took a really good photo of the sludge plush with the Winter Wonderland kit. Came out really nice. Very, very cool stuff. Dig it, yo. And of course, all the other brands. Go get yourself some Power Rangers, some G.I. Joe. They got a whole bunch of new My Little Pony stuff. A little bit of something for everyone. Good for the holiday season. Good under the tree. And they're massive. They're huge. You know? I don't want to touch it because I don't want to knock over Tahoe there, but you know, they're huge. Look, that's my hand next to it. And I got big old basketball hands. So that's it, man. That's some good stuff. And then, of course, the Toy Armada with Aaron Archer. Beautiful Aaron Archer in the chat here today with us hanging. Go check out his latest segments. He did a good live stream yesterday. Showed off. I was kind of jealous of his 20-year-old canned Godzilla meat and quail eggs. Those are pretty cool. I actually, real talk, I actually have some sealed old Transformer food too. Um, I have still in my, no joke, if you go into I have a second smaller fridge, in a fridge and freezer in my kitchen. On the bottom of it, there's a freezer drawer that's filled with movie 2009 Revenge of the Fallen Freezies that are still there to this day. And I just keep leaving them there because hey, they're frozen. They're not going to go bad, right? And it's sugar, and I still got all of those. So Aaron was showing off his kaiju Godzilla. Yeah, it was Godzilla was the corned beef. The Mothra was the quail egg. Rodan was probably chicken. Probably. Was Mecha Godzilla on there? What would he be? It'd have to be something that's high in iron, you know? Spam? I don't know. Very cool. Go check out that after you're done here, go check out the Toy Armada with Aaron Archer. We got 2 segments on there that are fresh. Go check out Aaron's book, The Art of Transforming Robots, Volume 3 on archermonster.com/shop. If you can't buy it on the website, he will hopefully be at TFCon LA. It's looking good so far, right, Aaron? So we'll pop off with that too. And of course, Aaron put some new Posca paintings up. We got the Wreck-Gar, we got the Energon Starscream, bunch of new ones there. Grab them while you can. Rodan was barbecue chicken. Somehow that makes sense, Ninjatron. Somehow that just makes sense. Good old Rodan. Good old Rodan. That first movie was like a horror movie, that first Rodan movie. I love that one. That wasn't like your typical kaiju movie. It was more like a horror movie, that one. Mostly because of the bugs. Spoiler. But yeah, love it. Great stuff. Check them out. archermonster.com/shop. Pick up some beautiful original art, hang it on your wall, make people jealous. Show them that you're better than them. Oh, you got a lucky draw transformer? Lucky draw transformer? There's like 100 of those. There's like 500 of those. They're like lucky draws. Bro, you get an Aaron Archer piece. It's one of a kind. It's only you. You put it on the wall. You get the ladies. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Rotoman does not guarantee that you actually get the ladies. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Wreck-Gar's been sold. Ah, jeez. Every time I do these slides, I do the slides, and then when I finish them, and then I load them up, and then we go live, and then something sells. Well, Wreck-Gar's been sold. But the Energon Starscream's still there, right? Is that still there? Is that still there? I hope so. Oh, the whole slide is completely moot now at this point. Should have put the Lego stuff, maybe. But yeah, check those out again, archermonster.com/shop. And of course, his book, Volume 3, which we will make sure that he does not forget to bring to LA. I am going to make sure, I'm going to have to message him when we leave on a jet plane to pack it, yo. Make sure it's there. Good stuff. Good stuff. I'd reach for it, but kind of far away. Check it out. And then it is time. Let me just message John. 1 sec. It is time to do some giveaways, people. It is time to do some giveaways. It is giveaway time. We're at the 1 hour mark. We'll do some giveaways, and then we'll take some super chats and YouTube member questions for the rest of the night. Since it was so amazing, all of the gifted subs, we're going to do all 4. So that means we're going to do 4 this week. We're going to do 4 next week. We're going to do 4 after that. All the way to the end of the month, we will be doing giveaways. Tons of cool stuff. And again, I try to mix it up. I don't want to just put, all kind of the same stuff. That's why, like, when Mikey and Louie and me, we were all like, what should we do? What should we do? So let's first show what we got. Bam. So we're going to be giving away. We're going to do it in order. Whoever wins, they get to choose first, second, third, and then fourth. Obviously, is left with what's left. So you get a choice between a Transformers Legends Evolution Leader Class Armada Galvatron, Galvatron. Proto Man, what's with you today? You get I guess that was a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. I saw it all over GameStop locally here. To me, it's like a GameStop exclusive almost. But the War Dawn 2-pack of Ariel and Dion, good set. I like that set. The Ariel's kind of but the Dion has tons of new tooling on that. Good partial. Great one. You get the Super 7 Ultimates Action Master Bombshell. Pretty cool, that one too. A little limited on the articulation, but I love what Super 7 does. It's the prices that get me. But you know what's a great price for you? Free if you win it. So that's some good stuff. Or the awesome statue, I should probably brought mine down. The awesome statue Golden Lagoon Soundwave. This is a statue, I believe it has 2 different head sculpts on it. And it also, the chest opens up. It could hold business cards. It's made out of polystone. Very cool. Very, very, very cool. That one handle with care because it's a big old statue. But you're going to get one of these. So what we're going to do, again, it's open to YouTube members and patrons. I apologize, John. We have way more YouTube members than we were expecting. But if you are a patron, I'm going to ask a question and just give the answer to that question. If you are a patron, just be sure to put your Patreon name along with your answer. YouTube members don't need to put a name because the green is enough of an indication for John. Because John needs to just double check everything. I'm sorry, John. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize this. So again, we're going to go with an easy one today. Very, very easy one. Very easy one. That one's actually, it's easy in my mind. No, I got to do something easier than that. I always think of a question. I'm like, you know what? No, that's easy in my mind, but it's not. All right. All right. All right. Let's go with this one here. Let's go with this one. Plain and simple. Okay. What was the name of the Action Master that was included with the Ark in Kingdom? I will wait by while you drop your answers because John's going to have to be really busy with that one anyways. We will pick 4 at random and then those 4. Make sure, number 1, please, that you have an Instagram account or a Twitter account in order to contact us so we could get your address. And please, continental USA or Canada, if you are located outside of that, we might have to work out something with shipping because we don't want to have to take a bath shipping a statue to Brazil for $700. You know what I mean? So it's something where that's kind of the situation. Kevin, welcome. Welcome to it. Me, I'm just going to message John right now. Make sure everything's good on his end because it's going to be busy for him. It is going to be busy for him, man. So please also, if you do answer, be sure to be here because if you are not here, we're going to have to move on to the next person, you know. We're going to have to move on to the next. John, get 10 names if possible, just in case if some people leave before we announce the winners. Got to make sure of that. Looking good. And again, thank you, Bin Studios, for taking care of all of us for this during the holiday season. We're going to have 4 new items next week. And what we will do is we'll try to find 4 new items that are just as unique and interesting of that nature. Get some cool stuff. But how are we all doing this evening? It's just it's been wild. It's been absolutely wild, you know? I mean, the announcements have been crazy. And then of course you have Star Convoy and and again, there's going to be more stuff on Monday. I have a couple segments planned that I kind of want to dive deeper into and really flourish and elaborate everything. Symbiote Studios page is not loading for me. Too many people buying stuff. Yeah, you know what, guys? It crashed twice, I know, during the Black Friday sale. Keep reloading the page. Usually after 5 minutes, the server resets. That happened. The Black Friday sale was crazy. Like, I mean, it was like 40% off most of the plushes. I believe the pins were like 70% off. That's why all the pins are gone. All the pins are absolutely gone, which sucks because I love the pins. You know, I would really love it. In all honesty, I just want to just show you guys quickly. Let me grab the, I want to get more of these done. You know, these are really cool just to have slags as pins. You know, these are from Symbiote Studios. They were at San Diego Comic-Con, and I want to believe these sold out at San Diego Comic-Con. So they were a San Diego Comic-Con thing, and then that was it, And I was like, hey, Symbiote, we need to make more of those, man, because I would love it if people could get their hands on them. But we didn't think they'd sell so well. You make like 200 of them, right? And you go, okay, 200 Dinobot pins of each Dinobot will be good, right? No, they were all gone. They were all gone. They sold out like the sludge pop out eye exclusive sold out. Like it was crazy. San Diego is crazy. I did not expect it to go like that though. So hopefully we'll get more done. But those pins sold out so fast, even on the web store during Black Friday. Like the Shockwave pin, the Optimus pin, the Grimlock, all of those, they were all gone. So again, thank you all for the love and support, guys, and supporting Symbiote Studios. They're a sponsor of the podcast, and I work with them on a creative level too. So it's really cool to see all the love and support that goes to them too, and their great products. Again, it's official licensed product. It's not third party. It's the real deal, yo. John, how we doing? How we doing, John? Everything good? All right, good. So, well, John's going to tabulate. Just going to look at my phone here a second. Okay, John's going to tabulate that, and we'll probably get an announcement within the next 5 or 10 minutes or so. Uh, fortunately, but unfortunately, we kind of created more work for him than we expected. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So let's open it up to some super chats. We'll take some questions and some YouTube member questions, and we will just enjoy the rest of the evening. We got another 45 minutes or so, and we'll talk Transformers. Ashnud Cosmos plush. Well, you know what? In all honesty, the one that we get the most like requests, in my opinion, from what I've seen, and I'm actually surprised it hasn't been done yet, is RC. Like we haven't done a female character yet. No RC, no Alita. Or like Windblade might be a bit of a stretch, even though I kind of like Windblade. It's like that's one, okay, it's a little more outside of the norm, but like RC, how do we not have an RC yet? That's one that I would feel would do well. And it's a simple design, round head, simple body. Shouldn't be too difficult. So that's definitely one I'd like to see myself personally. And a lot of people have recommended it too. They're like, hey, how come you haven't done any? You have all the My Little Pony stuff for the girls, but there's no girl plushes for the girls. Yeah, okay, they like their Seekers and their Starscreams, but you know. Twins Corner with the YouTube member question. Proto, have you seen any posts in the fandom theory of possible repaints of the primes? Well, I mean, there's a lot of ideas, but I mean, we live in a world today now where like the partials are so crazy now that you don't know. Like you could look at the Prima, you could look at the Solus, and you could be like, okay, like it could be this, it could be that, but they could like totally reshell it, and then it ends up being like Thunderwing, and you don't even see it coming. I mean, I would have never thought that G-Axis would have been Vector Prime. I didn't see that, but they did. The partial budgets that are going on now to get so much more out of that time and tooling is so different than what it was, the way that our brains are. Like, I mean, we look at like that Unicron trilogy, you know, and you then look even a little after that when you started getting new head sculpts, let's say like the Generations line when that was created, where at least you would get a new head sculpt or something. It's a whole different world now. Now we don't look at a mold and like think of like a direct repaint with maybe a new head or a new accessory, like a He-Man kind of repaint. No, we're going like full on out, like reshells, like just, new forearms, new legs, new this. Sometimes like it's just like the joints that are maintained in some cases. So it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy what we get sometimes. So I mean, I feel like again, you could look at some of the stuff that we're going to probably talk about Monday, where we have like that heat wave that we saw, just the art of. And it's like, yeah, there's a few ideas there. Some people are speculating it's from the bulkhead, but I mean, I don't know if the art is true to the shape. I don't think that's the case. I don't think, and they've already got plenty of mileage from that bulkhead mold. So, um, Michael Koo with the $5 super chat. Why was GoBot's Crasher included in the Awaken of the Primes promo trailer? She's actually going to be part of that wave assortment. Originally, she was a Speedia 500 Wave 2 item. It got a really, really, uh, get it afterwards. It got a really, really low distribution because it was that Wave 2. It's like it was in Canada and certain areas in the States and Australia, and they want to get an opportunity to get that out there to people. So if you didn't get Crasher and you want some GoBot love, there it is. You're gonna get your opportunity. I wish I had mine near me because I got that from you, Michael, and it was awesome. You know, so yeah, so that's the primary reason. It's just to give people an opportunity. Look, it's the same thing like Cosmos, because people had difficulty getting Cosmos. He's getting a reissue. He's going to get an opportunity too. So that's the primary reason why she's in there, or Fracture, Crasher, whatever trademark you want to lean into. So I hope that answers that. Mototron, so could Solus be retooled into a G1 Elita 1? Could be. Could be. I could see that. Again, like it's, you look at Elita 1 and she kind of had more of a truck nature. But I mean, it's not one for one. Like if we get an Elita one that's based off of like the Fluro Deary season 2, design, I want something that leans hard into it and really does it. I don't want just interpretations. No offense to all the Elitas that we got before, but those are all just distant interpretations. Oh, it's going to share with a Minerva. Oh, it's going to be a giant jet and power of the primes. Like those are great toys, don't get me wrong. Um, but I want, if you're gonna do like, let's go hard now into like that Sunbow design in a lot of ways. That's what I would love to see, you know, for sure, for sure. Rodimus Power, will we get Stunticon's G2 complete? Oh, I think 100%. I mean, they're building towards it. To me, the biggest hurdle is, of course, going to be the Motormaster. Like the Motormaster, I'm worried that it's going to end up being like a Generation Selects exclusive, because what retailer is going to want to have a bunch of commanders of that? Like Toxitron collection kind of sold, you know what I mean? Which was a lot of G2 weirdness. So it's like, who's going to want to carry a big item like that? It's got to be like an Amazon exclusive where they have the inventory space and everything for a commander box like that, or it's a Gen Selects thing. That's the only thing that I worry about, is where Motormaster is in all of that. Because like, yeah, those other limbs, yeah, the Walmart will have an exclusive limb, and this guy will have an exclusive limb, and oh hey, this, hey that, Shadow Strip, Drag Strip, there's that limb too, which was a Walmart exclusive. So to me, it's like that's the only one I'm kind of like, ooh, where, from business side, where do you put that? Who's gonna want to take that risk? Because Toxitron collection didn't sell well. Speedia 500 collection, which had the Shadow Strip, aka the G2 drag strip, didn't sell well, so it's a tough one. When you look at the price memory and the muscle memory that those retailers obviously have towards that product, you go, ooh, and now you're going to get a big one that takes a lot of shelf space and investment. It's tough. It's tough. Uh Kevin Brewer, my son is desperately waiting for G2 Stunticons. Well, the time will come, unless you want to go back and buy the Combiner Wars one, get that G2 Blackjack that it came with, which was weird. That's the only other way you get your G2 Stunticons, unless you want to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on some some samples, which I'm still convinced some of those are fake. They show up way too much on eBay. Sometimes I wonder, and it's just a conspiracy theory, but I've had this theory with Megamis, who's like a big high-end collector in the fandom. And me and Megamis, we have this theory that I think someone like in China made some super high quality bootlegs of the G2 Stunticons, and they're just slowly drip feeding them onto eBay every year or so. They'll probably be like, oh, I got to pay some bills. Here's a whole set. It does it once a year. And it's like, and it's so weird. It's so weird. Like, how come why are these G2 dead ends just showing up once a year? Like just one, but just every year or so. So someone's got to like number them or something. I don't know. Put a scratch on it. I know it's like, oh my God, sacrilege to destroy it, but to make sure that it's not like different ones that are just appearing out of everywhere. T-Formers 2002. A dude at Baltimore had an original sealed breakdown. Well, see, that's different because the breakdown, at least that was a BotCon exclusive. That's different. You know, the BotCon exclusive we have numbers, we know its history, we know where it comes from. You know, we know how the packaging was done. That's a different story. It's the other ones. You know, when you have these like loose Motor Masters and they show up once every 2 years, it's like, how many of these are there? You know? So it's just a theory. Don't take my word for it. It's a conspiracy theory I have in my head, but it's kind of weird that like this item that's supposed to be like a crazy grail shows up every like year and a half or 2 years. And it's always like Chinese sellers. I don't know. Very weird. Hmm. Just saying. Just saying. If you own a G2 G2 complete set, I don't know if it's real or not. That's all I'm saying. Where are we at here? Roman Chillin, I need a reissue of the Legacy Breakdown. Well, I mean, that's another thing too. You know, I believe it was Evan addressed it, and he says he doesn't want to have a breakdown situation with the Constructicons. I'm pretty sure they're gonna find an opportunity, like an opening on the schedule, and then they're gonna like find a way to probably get it reissued again. He'll be inserted somewhere as a standalone item. You know, definitely, definitely. So John just messaged me. We have the winners. All righty. So let me just pull up the slide here. Hope everyone's stuck around for that. And then you could leave if you want. I know there's people that sometimes just stay for the free stuff and then they leave. That's how it is. Don't think we don't forget you. So these are going to be set in order. So we're going to have to do these one at a time and then ask what you want. We're going to make a note. Actually, probably should get a pen and paper here. One moment. Alrighty. So according to John here, the first winner is Rudy Mack, who is a YouTube member. Rudy Mack, are you there? Otherwise, we will move on to the next person. Just give me a yo, Rudy Mack. Rudy Mack attack. Mac attack. I want to be bigger like that. It's always a little more delayed for me because there's the leniency on the live stream. I talk and then I have to wait like 30 seconds before you guys see stuff. There you are, Rudy. Okay, so Rudy, number one, which one do you want? Do you want number 1, 2, 3, or 4? So I can make a note. And then contact me, Rudy, on Instagram or Twitter with your home address so I could stalk you at night and watch you while you sleep. But more importantly, to ship you this package. And I hope you're continental USA or Canada. If you're not, then we'll have to work something out. Like you'll have to maybe just cover the shipping or something, or some of the shipping at least, because we don't want to have to cost us too much here. Number 1, he wants Megatron. All right, number 1 for Rudy. So Armada Megatron is coming your way. Please, sir, contact me. Instagram. Everything's on the side here. Instagram, Twitter. Send me a PM in either one of those. I'm obviously going to ask for credentials to prove that it is you. Don't worry, I have my ways of knowing that, but so contact me through those, please, and we will get that stuff to you. Otherwise, we'll have to put it for next week. Louis says he's just kidding. We send a drone to stalk you. It's true. It's true. If you hear a loud buzzing outside your window, it's not bees. You got to look for your Twitter password or make a new Twitter. Whatever works, brother. So, number 2. So, the Megatron is gone. Number 2 winner is Horned Owl. Horned Owl, are you there? Are you there, Horned Owl? And Horned Owl is a YouTube member, according to John here. I believe, yeah, Horned Owl is a green name, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Horned Owl, what would you want? We do indeed. It's not a drone, it's Laserbeak. Horned Owl is here. What's up, Horned Owl? Okay, Horned Owl, which one do you want, brother? You can't take number 1. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Which do you want? 2, 3, 4. Airy Nuts says, swerve when? Which swerve do you want, Airy Nuts? Airy, do you want the Aveo swerve to be remade? Studio Series Aveo swerve when? Horned Owl, which one would you like, my friend? The Bombshell. Alrighty, Horned Owl wants number 3. Good choice. Action Master Bombshell. I own the original. That thing is cool as hell. I love that thing. Alrighty, next winner, according to Johnny here, Transformatics. Transformatics, are you there? And he says here, also a YouTube member. Yeah, well, it's going to probably be all YouTube members on. Mind you, there's some people that are patrons and YouTube members, so it's true. That does cross-pollinate. That's why you got to double dip, like they always say. Be a YouTube member and Patreon. Works out best that way. Oh, you want the swerve from Gears? Yeah, I hear you, Airy Nuts. No, that's going to happen, though, Airy. Airy, what's up, Transformatics? Number 2? Number 2 it is. Number 2. Again, same thing. Contact me. Instagram, Twitter. If you can, my man. Please do. Otherwise, it's going to end up on next week's chopping block. But yeah, Airy, totally, I mean, that's a given. That's a given. That's a mold where you know where that's going. I mean, obviously they did the GoBot one first, which I'm totally cool with because I love that. And for the one that's going to get the statue, the golden statue, it's a big golden statue too. The golden bust statue of Golden Lagoon Soundwave. The winner of that is James Hopkins. James, you won Gold Soundwave. Gold Sound. I'm going to put a number 4 next to your name. There you go. Looking good as it should. But is James there? That's the question. Otherwise, we got to go to the next person. Because we still have 6 other names here just in case. James is there. There you go, James. Congratulations on the Gold Soundwave. So again, same thing. Contact me. Send me your address, and we will have everything shipped out for you. Hopefully, maybe we'll get it all before the holiday season's over. Get a little present in the mail. That'd be pretty rad, eh? So congrats to everyone. So again, just put this down. So next week, we will do another 4. We'll cobble together a bunch of cool stuff. So stay tuned for that. And we'll give you guys a bunch of other cool things. So stay tuned. We're always hoarding together stuff. Once again, if Protoman's buying a bunch of toys, he's got plans. He's got plans. Twins Corner. So that Vortex revealed. Ruination when? Oh, Twins, Delta, Omega. Let me tell you something. That's going to be part of my Monday segments, but we'll obviously talk about it here too. So I have a theory with that one. So when you look, number 1, of course, yeah, Bruticus will be next. So when you look at Bruticus's animation model, you look at Superion, you look at Menasor, especially the way their designs are, the animation. They're very built for that skeleton, that skeletal design, the way the colors are, the way that everything was painted. When you look at Bruticus, he's someone that's almost much more traditional. When you look at how Brawl is as one of the legs, it looks like it's literally just the tank, like it's not just part of a skeletal structure. So I have a theory that Bruticus might be something a little different from what we're used to already with our two current combiners. We might have something that's a little more closer to what we are getting with our Studio Series Devastator, which is much more traditional combiner. At least that's what I think. Um, but yeah, and of course, yeah, G2, Bruticus, Battle Gaia, Ruination, aka Valdigus, Japanese B's and V's. You know, you got a whole bunch of repaints right there. You want to go deep into even more of the crazy repaints, the universe exclusive repaints at all the different camo colors. There's like 3 of them. And then if you want to dive even deeper, Valdigus had different colors than Ruination here in the West. And then if you want to go even deeper than that, if you want to do the colors that were used on the Energon Maximus version, the Bruticus Maximus, excuse me. So it's like you got like 10 different color repaints if you want to deep dive into that Bruticus. What's up, Alice? So it's nutty. It's nutty. Um, but it definitely, by seeing, number one, I think that part of the reason why we're seeing Vortex so early is I think that they want to have that tooling out as early as possible for a future Nexus Prime. And again, granted, you look at Nexus Prime and you go, okay, I see where you're getting at there, Proto. You know, we're gonna have those elements there for a combiner. That's just a theory, right? So, but you need to get those tooling out early to get all those limbs. But we'll see. We'll see. Time of the End, thank you for being a YouTube member and joining. Again, next week is going to be nuts. We're going to have more stuff to give away, more goodness. But yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. I'm going to go like on Monday. I want to do a segment about it. I'll see how the news pans out, but I want to do a segment showing the visuals and really comparing and going like, hey, I want you to look at this, right? I want you to look at that, compare and contrast. That's the one thing. Like when we do the podcast segments, it's one thing that I just blabber. But I also, I want to show you guys like, hey, look at the legs here. Look at this design. There's something going on, so there's something there. Motortron, would that be the case for Defensor as well, perhaps? Yeah. Well, see, and Defensor, personally, of the original, Operation Combination guys, not Operation Combination, Scramble City, different combiners. Scramble City designs of the original Scramble City guys, I've always loved Defensor. I've always felt he was like the most cool, diverse team. You get a cool Optimus Prime looking faced fire truck. You get a police car. You get an ambulance. You get a cool, like, chip style motorcycle, which you rarely saw in Transformers. And then you got a helicopter, like, and they all came with little guns and same thing, like Hotspot could transform into this like repair bay playset with this big ladder. Like, what a cool, like if you got that gift pack as a kid, man, you were set. That was your stand-in Prowl, that was your stand-in Ratchet, that was your stand-in Wreck-Gar, I guess, if you want to have fun. Maybe Groove could be Jazz. Why not? With the gold face and weirdness. And that could be your stand-in Inferno or Optimus with the Hotspot. Like they're so fun. They're so fun, those guys. And again, I speak from that from personal experience because that was one of the first combiner teams I got as a kid. And there was so much toyetic with that. Where no offense to Superion, but it's 5 jets. You know what I mean? And yeah, he has the little runway and you can put the jets on the runway, but it's like it's not the same, you know? And I love cars, mechanic, love cars, racing, all of that. But you look at the Stunticons, it's 4 cars and a truck. It's not as mix and match and have fun with that, And 2 of those cars are very similar in shape. Obviously you're splitting hairs with Ferraris to Lamborghinis for someone like me that would know those differences. But when you're to most people, it's 4 cars, you know? 4 sports cars. Actually, one of them's a Formula One, but still. Um, Michael Koo with the $5 super chat, with Superion and Menasor having similar combiner bodies as they make them interchangeable. Well, that's the thing, is that, so if you actually look, I don't know if you could see it properly. Hold on. Oh, I can't see it on that one. Oh, you can. Okay, you can kind of see it there. Hold on a second, guys. One moment. One moment. One moment. Let me unhook this guy and then zoom in. So there's a cross cell on here that's going to look, it's going to be hard to see. So the gold, it's on the side of the box too. See that gold above, that gold area here above Superion on the back of the box? So they promote combiner interchangers, kind of like a Scramble City thing. And it's also on the corners of these ones, on the sides of the boxes here on the left of the deluxes. So I guess they're probably able to do that, you know, if it's anything like what's going on with Superion, that's gonna be with Menasor. I don't know. It's hard to say, but it looks like it. It looks like they're trying to promote something that's doing something like that. So we will see. We will see. Horned Owl, Vortex is my favorite Combaticon. You know what I hope? I really hope, though, Horned Owl, I hope that Vortex and Blades, if they ever do Blades in the future, that they're two separate molds completely and nothing alike. I really hope that. I do not want to have two helicopters that share the tooling. I want to see like two very unique ones. And maybe that's why we'll get them so distant from each other that they'll have to justify it, I hope. It says, you said here, you're an ex-helicopter mechanic. Oh, that's badass. That's really cool. Helicopters are awesome because you can just get up and go. It's not like a plane that needs a runway. You go straight up and you leave. Helicopter on the top of a building, bye-bye. So you're a bit biased. Worked on a SH-60s for the U.S. Navy and hoping this Vortex is awesome. Well, tell me this, Horned Owl, because I know nothing of helicopters. What helicopter is Vortex then? And obviously, like, his animation model is probably very different than the toy, because Fluoro obviously had to move away from licensed vehicles and make interpretations. I mean, the best example being, like, you look at Sandstorm, like his animation and his toy is two different animals. But I'm very curious, that one. I'm sure you would know. I'm sure you would know. Uh, you want Computron? Oof. Computron, that's one we gotta wait. That's one we gotta wait. But Computron will happen. To be fair, that Combiner Wars one is pretty awesome. They did a pretty good job with that Combiner Wars one. It's not perfect, but it's pretty cool. And you get Scrounge, which is a nice bonus too. When are we gonna get another Scrounge? Come on. Where's Scrounge at? Give me the Scrounge. Give me the Scrounge. I mean, I was hoping we were gonna get a Scrounge through like a comic set or something. James, now it's going to be a whole arm. Do you think it could be interchangeable vehicles? Well, if it's a whole arm, then yeah, for sure. Then they'll have some kind of universal system that plugs in, if that's the case. I mean, you got to have that toyetic fun included there. That would be really cool. But I mean, I don't think we'll see Computron yet, because if they have to build to Nexus, then they're going to want to obviously build limbs that reflect that. And obviously, Nexus Prime, his limbs consist of stuff that are Bruticus's, Superions, and Devastators. You know what I mean? They have those like origins from those Energon tooling. So they just really need to have Bruticus limbs and they need to have Superion limbs. Or alternatively, they somehow do some crazy like combiner centerpiece that's brand new and not have to rely on, like, let's say a brand new Onslaught. But again, they've done magic in the past, so we'll see. We will see. You know, again, if they're really taking the 13 Prime seriously, them doing brand new tooling from the ground up is also something that could totally happen. You know, it's true. He doesn't have Constructicon limbs, eh? I'm looking at mine right now. I can't see his feet. Ugh. He has the tank. He has the jet. He has the helicopter, and I can't see the last one because it's covered by The Astro Train. What was the last limb there? I have the old Fun Pub one from back in the day. Good old Nexus Maximus. Don't Google that. Don't Google that. Otherwise, you're going to end up at a family only website. Woohoo. Not wicked.com. I remember, I forget what that was when they announced his name at BotCon, and then someone pointed that out, and then I think it was Pete Sinclair. Somebody's like, please don't go to the website because there was children in the audience, so that guy didn't read the room. Yeah. Horned Owl, the original Vortex is an SH2 Sea Sprite. There you go. But his toy is an interpretation of that and is very close to an SH60 Seahawk. Well, there you go. Well, and yeah, again, Fluoro always had to like skirt around it. It's like, oh, here I'll use it from mechanic car terms because that's easier for me that I could. Oh, it's a Porsche, Martini, for Jazz, the Turbo GT. We can't use that, so let's take that Martini Porsche Turbo GT, get rid of all that livery, hide some of those details, simplify it a little bit, curve it a little bit, and there you go. There's the animation model that Jazz is in the show. So it's and that goes for all of them, really. You're not talking the Diaclone trueness. Mayoral Fabrication, how they would sell that monstrosity. SDCC 5-pack combiner or the limbs. I would imagine the limbs would just be sold individually. I think that if they already have the investment of the tooling, they could get away with selling the limbs individually. I just hope that they won't be difficult. Or they could do 2-packs. They'll have that the centerpiece is a commander that's sold at some point. That'll be like the centerpiece because, oh, it's one of the original 13. And then the other limbs could be 2-packs, that could be done at some point. Like a Voyager price thing, but in a 2-pack, and they just take it easy on the accessories and the plastic. There's a way to squeeze the dollar and move the money here and there that you could squeeze more figures into a box. And again, that's one where who's going to care about the individual limbs? It's all going to be about the combined mode anyways. Assuming they do a combiner to begin with. We might get a Nexus Prime and he's just a standalone figure that has no combiner elements, or he has something like Power Core Combiner, which that's a little too gimmicky for mainline, but whatever, we'll see. Michael Koo with the $5 super chat. If a Superion set is released, will Orion packs be included? Well, we already got a pretty good Orion. I mean, that Wardon set we just showed, the one that came before it, the Alpha Trion 2-pack, the birth of a legend. That's a pretty good Orion packs already. So I don't think they need to do Orion again. I think we've gotten enough Orions over the past 2 years or so. Although the only Orion I want to see is an actual Transformers 1 Orion. I think that's the one I would want to see. Give me that one. Precog and postcog. Put that in a box together. Not just a model kit or a YOLO Park or a Blocky. Give me an actual one. Battle damaged Orion. Yeah, I guess so. Hole in the chest. Give it an excuse to do another Alpha Trion. Still got to do some. You still got to do Alpha Trion at some point again after the Transformer 1 trademark does its course. I think there's a few of those designs from that early Cybertron that a fat Omega Supreme, not just the Omega Sentinel that's that's just a straight up repaint. Get the fat version, the Ja-made or G-made, whatever it was called in Japanese. Motortron. So the Menasor Superion skeletal system probably won't work with defense or for defense. Well, we don't know. We don't know. That's talking about something we probably won't see for maybe 2 years. Well, let's see what they do with Bruticus, and then that'll probably give us an indication. If they somehow figure out to do a skeletal structure with Bruticus, then even though Bruticus doesn't look like he has that, if you look at the animation model, then it's something for sure like, oh, why do I still have this up on my face? You want to see this weirdness. There we go. Vortex Alpha Bravo. Yeah, bring back Alpha Bravo. Bring back him, eh? I don't know. He was kind of one of those like, that was weird about Combiner Wars. That was the thing. It was like, We're always going to have a fourth member in retail, and that fourth member in retail is always going to be not traditionally a combiner limb. It's going to be a brand new character. And granted, um, we got some great molds out of it, you know? But at the same time, it's like, what a weird thing to do that, you know? What a weird thing to do, you know? I'm looking at all of them right now, and it's like I ended up getting like the Japanese versions and then those sixth limbs or seventh limbs, because when you think about it, you also had those little legend scales, which would kind of become a pseudo core class later that also attached. Combiner Wars was weird. It was weird. It gave us a few interesting designs and stuff and ideas. And hey, it gave us a lot of G2 repaints and a lot of cool stuff there too. But there was a lot of weird with Combiner Wars. I mean, I think the best part out of Combiner Wars, in my perverted, humble opinion, was Megatronia and her crew of the Mega Empress. And Sakamoto doing his best being Japanese. Yeah, Rook was great. Rook was great. I mean, I got to use that mold afterwards when we were doing Bakan stuff. I mean, Rook being the Tarantulas, which I wrote the bio for that one, like that was fun, and I was so happy that they decided to use the Rook mold because I love that mold. That's an amazing mold. And then they used it for Impactor. They used it for a few good things. Great figure. If you could get it in any shape or form, very great little figure. Mark Morales with the gold super chat of $10. My hopes for the future. Armada Demolisher. Well, that's a great one because that has a ton of repaints built in. That's like you have original Armada Demolisher. Then you got the Power Links version. Then you got the Energon repaint, and then you got the Cybertron repaint, which is like that weird, almost like not six shoddy kind of colors, but like greens and browns. So like, actually, you can probably see him in the shot a little bit. He's right there. So that's like four right there. And then who else did you put, brother? I don't want to miss your question here. It's already disappearing. No, I have two screens, so I don't miss anything, but both of them went up. The Cyclonus, again, that's another example where it's like you got regular Cyclonus in blue, then you got the green repaint, then you got the gray one from Energon, and then you retool that a little bit, and then you get Buzzsaw from Cybertron. So that one's cool. Power Links Optimus Prime, well, that's going to be a given. Cybertron Megatron, that one would be cool only because it's such a unique design. It's got that Batmobile look. It's got that like triple changer element to it. I mean, will they work in being able to also do the Lio Breaker? Is that something that they'll plan? That's a design Aaron was kind of behind too, so I'm very curious if he'd like to see that. He probably would, but Ransack, Crumple Zone, motorcycles, weird Cybertronian vehicles, those are always fun. G1 Power Glide for sure. For sure. G1 Power Glide is like a given. That's got to happen. Put a nice heart in the chest, you know? Wind Charger, Sea Spray for sure. Velocitron Hot Rod is in limbo. What happened to that? What happened to my toy accurate Hot Rod? He'll show up somewhere. And Botanica, you know me. I keep saying Botanica. Strika's another one too. Right now, the best Strika figure, unfortunately, is still the Bakan one. And I don't like it that that's the case because that means all the value is in there and it makes it expensive. Like, to me, I don't care about my investments. Like, I don't care. Like, if they make, again, if they make something that now completely throttles the value of this, I don't care. I want it that people are able to enjoy the character and to be able to get good updates of it. So I rather that, you know, I rather that. And in the case of like, right now, that stupid Strika figure from Bakan goes for crazy money. And it shouldn't. It shouldn't because it's not even that great, to be honest. It's not even that great. It's the best Strika we got, but it's not even that great. So it's like I would love to see like a good update to that for sure. For sure. Alice says Mega Empress is beautiful. She is. I love it. I love Mega Empress. What a great. I literally have her. I want to take. I have to show you guys. One moment. Let me take a photo with my phone. I'll show you. One moment. One moment. Here. I'll show you guys. Ugh. iPhone updated recently, so I have them like all together, like chilling. Oh God, you can't even show it properly. Proto, what are you doing? They're like all chilling together. I have them individually. I didn't have them combined. And I have them all in like sassy poses and stuff because they have so much character, you know? Love them. Love them. It's such a weird black with pastel colors. Sakamoto doing his amazing thing with the art and the manga and all that beautiful Japanese waifu stuff. I love it. Love it. It's amazing. 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 Um, but thank you, Mark Morales, for the super chat. Thank you for that. Twins Corner, from the picture of the 13 gold statues of the primes, what potential remolds could any of these primes be? Botanica from Quintus. Well, I mean, anytime we get anything that's like a Quintuson, how do you not like think about doing a Botanica? Like it's literally like it's there, you know? So yeah, that's one for sure. I mean, it's tough because all of these guys, in theory, I mean, with the exceptions of obviously ones that we're familiar with, like the Vector Primes and the Megatronuses, all of these guys technically never had alt modes, and they technically were never supposed to have alt modes. That was kind of like a special thing, and alt modes determine everything. Like you could look at Solus, right, and go, "Oh, that's totally going to be." I'm trying to think of a jet character. You know, you look at Solus and go, "Oh, that's totally going to be like a jet character." Like, "Oh, that's going to be air raid. Look at the designs; it's totally air raid." And then you see the alt mode that they gave her, and you go, "Well, it's definitely not going to be an air raid." You know, so it's something where it's really dependent on what those alt modes look like, because you look at those alt modes and then you look how the space is used and how it's transformed, and then that's going to give you a better idea of how that would be retooled into those other characters. You know, like we could look at Quintus, but what does Quintus transform into? If Quintus transforms into like a tank, I'm not saying he does, but if he transforms into a tank, how is that going to be Botanica? Quintus is going to have a flower into a flower thing. You know what I mean? Because she was like plant into big plant, you know, plant into Venus flytrap in some cases, you know? So it would have to be like a crazy retool or something like that. Like that's how I could totally see that. Eric Promsko. Apologize if I'm saying that incorrect. Eric Promsko with the $2 super chat. Hey Proto, where was the Matrix during Beast Wars? If you're talking in real time back on future Cybertron, in theory, it should be in the chest of Optimus Prime somewhere on the council. Because like the problem is that when you have like Beast Wars Second and Beast Wars Neo, those happen in the far flung future, almost after Beast Machines, right? So it's something where you're like, okay, yeah, Vector Sigma, new Cybertron that was built after the original Cybertron was destroyed. Who has the current actual Matrix? There's an Optimus Prime somewhere on the council, a great convoy, if you will, but not great convoy, that's still around, that's still carrying that matrix. Because now you have all these energon matrices, which are like they took the matrix and they made these like energon matrices that all of these guys have. Optimus Primal has an energon matrix. Big Convoy has an energon matrix. Lio Convoy has an energon matrix. So it's kind of like how you reach animated where now everyone's a prime and Magnuses are the new thing. So it's like the true matrix of leadership by the time you get to there, I think maybe doesn't even exist in a small sense, because to get into the weeds of it, you know, this guy was born out of Hot Rod, Micromaster Hot Rod. Oh, hey, I had the Matrix all this time while Fortress Maximus and then uh, God Jinrai and Star Saber and Diatlas. Like I had the Matrix all that time because I just bounced, you know, and created Planet Micro. And then when I created Planet Micro using the Matrix, and then the Battle Stars, aka you can barely see him because he's covered by the box, but Sky Gary brought the Zodiac from Diatlas, and then Zodiac with the Matrix, blah, blah, and then we get this guy, right? And that's the lore of that. So what happened to the Matrix after the Zodiac? So this is where, and we're using vernacular from Simon Furman and Bob Budiansky comics. Matrix of Leadership became the creation matrix in Generation 2 Japan lore, which I wish I had those books to pull up right now. But yeah, so you get into that like, oh, maybe hold on. One sec. I know what I could pull up. Where is Generation Guidebook Deluxe? Generation Guidebook Deluxe has some of it, but not all of it. So you get into that era. Autobots and Decepticons become one. They don't have a screenshot of the guy who killed Megatron's best friend, who we never knew up to this point, that makes Megatron. But anyways, then you get the Creation Matrix, which, gosh, I wish I had those scans on a proper art book to show you. But anyways, the Creation Matrix is what creates Powered Convoy, which is what we know as Laser Optimus Prime in Japan. So it's a new Matrix now, and then that Creation Matrix exists in Optimus still to this day. And then that Creation Matrix created other matrices, which were the Energon matrices that we have with all the Beast characters. That's where you get deep into the lore of that. And all of that was explained. Grab another book for you. One moment while you look at my butt. Kiss Play book. Where is Kiss Play? Kiss Play. And that was all explained in let's get demonetized. Whoop, whoop. The Kiss Play book had Yuki Ashima did a timeline, all in Japanese here, explaining all of that. It's a wall of text, but everything's there, you know? So, yeah. One more time. Whoop, She's 18, I swear. I'm going to jail. But yeah, hope that kind of answers that a little bit. You know, it's a little complicated. Like that whole, because like, you know, obviously the easy Matrix and Optimus in the arc. Yeah, but that's in the past, you know? Where are we at here? Yeah, Michael Koo, the double. Yeah, but that was the Energon mate, double Matrix blast. You know, Cybertron Scourge from Onyx. Yeah, that's a given. You know, Cybertron Scourge. You know, that's something you have. Like you see those elements there. Bare microphone's in the way too. You can see there's those elements there of his wings, not his wings, but whatever you want to call the sides of the dragon there for Scourge. And again, Scourge, a whole bunch of repaints right there. Cryo Scourge, Bruticus. What did they call him? Did they just call him Bruticus? I think they just called him Bruticus, the uh, the Hellhound. You know, they did a Bruticus repaint for the Classics line or Universe 2.0. So a lot of cool stuff. Some people suggest no, I saw that one already. Mikey and Louie, hard to believe she's already 18. Immortal Worlds of a Quagmire. Ain't that the truth, eh? Ain't that the truth? And it's hilarious. Then you look at the later Sakamoto stuff, and now they're all old ladies. So she's illegal, and then she's a granny, all in a span of this through manga. So ain't it is. You have gray haired Xiao Xiao and everything, and an overweight Marissa Fairborn. Giggity. Clark Quint, original Transformers universe comics had another continuity explaining a lot of, well, yeah, the Bob Budiansky written Marvel books, those universe books, the 4 issues, they had their own kind of universe. Heck, the tech specs of the original G1 characters are technically their own micro continuity. Because like Skywarp is technically the traitor, not Starscream, you know, like Soundwave like has a whole different kind of character depiction on his tech spec compared to how he is in the show. So you have like, you know, there's all these little micro continuities, but me, I call it the grand Generation 1 cartoon continuity and how that works. Because that's the longest running one, 1984 going all the way to 2003, you know, literally going all that period of time nonstop. Here we go. Generation 1, Season 1 and 2. Operation Combination, Transformers the movie. And then, of course, we have Operation Combination 2 because you got to get Trypticon somewhere in there. Then you have Season 3, aka Transformers 2010. We ignore the Rebirth stuff for Season 4. Headmasters, Master Force, Victory, Zone. And in between that, we have like the Battle Stars manga and all those filler comics and stuff like that that were done through eHobby. Then after Zone, then you get into Operation Battle Stars, Operation Combination, and so that kind of ends G1. Then you go into G2 with their exclusive manga and stories. Then you go into Beast Wars Season 1, Season 2, Beast Wars 2nd, Beast Wars Neos, Beast Wars Season 3, Beast Machines. Now we're already at 2001, you know? So like there's this whole ongoing cartoon continuity with all kinds of filler stuff in between there. So, yeah. Predacon Bruticus. Thank you, Ninjatron. I remember it was like was it called Predacon Bruticus in RID? Because I think it was just called Bruticus, but we're not talking the repaint of him. We're talking like what it was based on, because you know what I mean. I think it was called Bruticus in the end. Then they called it Predacon Bruticus when they did the repaint. James Hopkins, Proto, what's for dinner? My mother-in-law made pho. So the Tonkinese / Vietnamese soup. So I'm going to have that. I have to reheat it because I let it get cold. We've had a very busy weekend. So I'm going to have that beef faux ba. Faux ba ba means beef, and ga means chicken. There's your little Vietnamese lesson today. So faux ba and faux ba today. Beef Tonkinese. Poor Rebirth, always left out. Well, you know what the problem with Rebirth is? It has a million animation mistakes. That's the problem. Ark with the $5 super chat. How you doing, Ark? Do you think they'll make a Battlestar Megatron? It would be cool to have. He'll even come with a Micromaster Ghost Star screen. Yeah, hey, seriously. In all honesty, people have asked me this already. How I think they could do it, because yeah, we already technically got a Super Megatron through that retool, through Generation Selects. Check this out. How would you like it if they do a Super Megatron that's, slightly smaller, but we still do a Titan price point because he comes with all the extra stuff that do Star Giant? If you know a Dark Nova, Star Giant, look at that lore and history. That I could pull up. One moment. That I could pull up. One sec. Let's get the mangas. Let's pull this all out. I'm pulling it out. Hide the kids. I'm pulling it out. There we go. So, Operation Combination. Because you'll have. God, I love the art in these. God, I love the art in these. Look at this. Star Convoy, his whole readout, and Grandis. I want Grandis more than anything. But let's go to the rebirth of Super Megatron. There you go. And then you have, after Super Megatron, you have the Star Giant, which is when he merges with Dark Nova. Which, do we have some images of Dark Nova? Look at this. Look at this art. Look at this. Look at this amazing, beautiful art that they did. We can appreciate this even more now. By the way, if you have not picked up the Transformers mangas from Viz, what are you doing? They were on sale at one point. Yeah. There we go. Getting the resurrect the body of Optimus. Good stuff. And there you go. There's what he's referring to. Good old Super Megatron. I could totally, I could totally see that. Let's get a good. There's the Zodiac. There's Diatlas giving the Zodiac to Sky Gary. All the lore. So many of these images are not online. That's the thing that's crazy. Like, none of this stuff is like publicly out there, even on the wiki. It's just like written in words, and you just got to take my word for it. There he is. Dark Nova. So imagine you get a Dark Nova, right? Like a Dark Nova figure that's kind of like an armor that could then like come apart and then attach, to Megatron. Like you'll attach to Megatron because Megatron's on the inside there, and then make Star Giant, which looks bad because it has the crease there, but you know what I mean? There's a good idea that could be done there, and you could do that as a Titan class. And it's a Titan class that's a Megatron figure. People will want that. They will want a Megatron figure. You know? Get these. I don't know if they're still on Amazon. It's 3 volumes. They are hardcover, and they're a million times better than their original Japanese version. I own the Japanese versions of these. This is even better than the Japanese version because it comes with all the color pages and translated in English so you can enjoy it. But yeah, man. Uh, where are we at? Where are we at? Yeah, get them on. I think they were on sale for the longest time. For the longest time. And I hope that they sold well so that one day they could justify doing the Beast Wars ones, because the Beast Wars mangas were really cool too, especially Beast Wars Neo. I don't want to spoil it, but what a great heartfelt manga that was with Big Convoy. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Oh wow, we're past the 2-hour mark. I didn't even realize it. We are done for tonight. We are done for tonight. Well, let me just put this away first, and then we'll talk our goodbyes. Well, once again, thank you for supporting the podcast and showing up, everybody. Got all my cards here I was sorting today. Oh, there goes that. Thank you for all the love and support. Once again, if you want to continue supporting the podcast, again, Patreon is down there. You can come join us on the Discord if you join the Patreon, and it also puts you in to be able to win the giveaways and stuff like that. And we give you all kinds of other prizes, access to exclusives, all kinds of great stuff. Look, ask anyone who's ever joined the Patreon. They know what's up. And same thing, YouTube membership. If Patreon isn't your thing, we got the YouTube membership. We just got another 100 people today. Again, thank you to Mr. Tankies and hold on. Was Mr. Tankies gave how many? Oh my God. It's like 35. And then trying to see. I wish it documented it properly. Goodness. Oh, it's a mess. There was too many. I can't even keep track of it. A weird problem to have. But thank you everyone for coming to the podcast. We had a great one today. We peaked at like almost 300 people. Once again, you guys are awesome. Hopefully I'll see you at a future convention. The next one that'll probably be happening locally here in Montreal will be probably Montreal High Score Con, my video game show. But after that, it'll probably be March for TFCon LA. So if you want to check me out, I'll be there with Aaron Archer, hopefully. And aside from that, like I always say, take care of your loved ones. It's a beautiful world out there with a lot of cool stuff. Don't let the negativity of social media get to you. You know, there's too much cool stuff in this world. And we've been laughing, we've been smiling, we've been having a lot of fun. We've been generous to each other today in the holiday spirit. And keep that stuff up, man. Keep that stuff up. The world is a crazy place. The world is a crazy place. Yeah, Aaron switches accounts sometimes. He goes from his Toy Armada one to his personal one. I don't know why he does that. I guess he's on multiple phones or something. But either way, anyways, guys, I'm out of here. Take care of yourself. And as always, roll out.